Okay, so today we're going to talk about the area of composite figures, which we worked on some stuff like this last Friday, so just kind of doing the same thing, although there's going to be a little different thing we're going to add into this. But first of all, let's talk about the area of these different shapes in general real quick. So up here at the top, for this rectangle, how do you find the area of a rectangle? Yeah, just length times width. Okay, how do you find the area of a parallelogram? Base times height. Okay, what's this next one? What shape is that?
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid. How do we find the area of that?
B1 plus B2 times H divided by 2.
There you go. Base 1 plus base 2 in parentheses times the height divided by 2. And then for this triangle, how do we find the area of that?
Base times height divided by 2.
There you go. Just base times height divided by 2. Okay. So I'm not going to do all these. I'm going to skip through here and look at a few of these. And on some of these, the numbers really don't match up to the way it's drawn, so I understand that. But we're going to go with what the numbers say. All right, so on this shape right here, okay, whatever shape this is, like a backward state of Oklahoma or something, I don't know how to find the area of that together. But I can split it up into the area of shapes that I do know. So what can I split that up into?
Rectangle.
Yeah, 2 rectangles, right? And I could split it either way. I'm going to go ahead and split it like this. So let's think about this rectangle right here. Do I know the length and width of this rectangle? Yep. The length is 7. The width is 3. So how do we find the area of a rectangle? Yeah, just length times width. So what's the area of that rectangle going to be? Okay, good. So 21 square centimeters. Now for this rectangle, do I know its length and width right now? No, I know the width is 2, but I don't know the length. How do you think we're going to find the length of this rectangle?
Divided by 2.
Well, close, but not exactly. Good. I know up here the whole thing is 15, right? And from here to here is 7. So how far does that leave for it to be from here to here?
8.
Close. It's got to be 8. Because if you think about it, we have 15 here, and this is 7, and this piece together are the same length as this thing up here. And so the 7 together with 8 makes up the full 15 centimeters up here. So this has to be 8. So for this, length times width, what's 8 times 2? 8 times 2 is 16. Whoops. So this has an area of 16 square centimeters. And again, I know that doesn't match up at all to what's drawn. That doesn't look right, but we're going to go with the numbers. So now, what am I going to do to find the area of this whole thing? Yeah, just add them. So I'm going to go 21 plus 16 to give me what?
37.
Going to give me 37 square centimeters. Okay, go ahead and try that one real quick. Okay, and this 3 is talking about from here to here. It's not talking about this, it's talking about this right here. Okay, so let's think about this. If this is 4 and this is 3, how long is this whole side up here?
7.
It's got to be 7 because 4 and 3 together make 7. So now if I split it like this, this rectangle right here is length of 7, width of 6.
42.
Good. So 7 times 6 is 42. Now for this rectangle, I know it's 4, but I don't know this right now. So this whole thing is 9, and this is 6. So what does that leave for right here? So that actually is 3 right there. Oops, sorry. So I mean, the 3 is for that, but it does actually apply to here also. So anyways, length times width, 4 times 3 gives us what for the area here? 4 times 3 is 12. So this has an area of 12 square feet. So now I'm just going to add these two up to get the total, which is going to be what? This is going to be 54 square feet. Okay, let's drop down to number 5. Let's drop down here to number 5. So on all of these, there's definitely more than one way to do it. On this one, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to split it right here. Sort of drawing a straighter line there. But anyways, you get the idea. So we're splitting it into a rectangle and a trapezoid. So for the rectangle here, it's just length times width, 12 times 7. What is 12 times 7? Is 84. Now I need to find the area of this trapezoid. Okay, so remember trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. So how long is this base? Obviously it's 8. So I'm going to have 8 plus, how long is this base right here of the trapezoid? Same thing as that, it's 12 times, okay, the height. What's the height of this trapezoid going to be?
3.
Yep. This whole thing is 10. This is 7. So that means that this right here has to be 3. So that's the height. I'm going to divide by 2. So 8 plus 3 in parentheses, 8 plus 12 in parentheses times 3 divided by 2 is what? Is 30. So now again, I'm just going to add these two up. What's the total area there? Be 104. Yep, 114 square centimeters. Okay, let's do this number 6. And on this one, the numbers are totally jacked up from what it looks like. But again, we're going to go with the numbers. So I'm going to split it like that. I mean, again, on all these, there's definitely more than one way. But this way I'm going to do it on this one. So let's start off with this down here on the bottom. It's 10 by 10, which I can tell that's not even close. But if it's 10 by 10, what's the area of that going to be? 100, just 10 times 10. Now for this triangle right here, I need to know the base of it and the height. So how long is this base of the triangle going to be? 4. Why do you say 4?
10 minus 6.
Good. 10 minus that 6 leaves that this has to be 4. And what is the height of it going to be from here to here? 6. Okay, how'd you get 6 here?
6 minus 2.
Good. 16 minus 10 leaves 6 for this right here. So for the area of the triangle, base times height divided by 2, 4 times 6 divided by 2 is what?
12.
It's 12. Good. And so now we're just going to add these two up. That's going to give us 112 square inches. Now, the stuff that we've done on this side so far is like what we did last Friday. It's where shapes are like put together, where they like, add up, making more and more. Over here to remind you, on a triangle, what do we do?
4 times 4 divided by 11.
Base times. What we're going to talk about back here is what happens whenever it's basically being taken away. So I'm looking at number 9 here. And what I want to do is I want to find the area of the shaded part. I want to find the area of the shaded part. So notice there's some holes cut out of that. So I'm going to have to take that off of there. So in general, I'm not asking specifically here, but just in general, what do you think we're going to do to find the area of the shaded part? Find the area of what? Okay, we're going to find the area of the circles. What are we going to do with the area of the circles? Subtract it off of what? you're going to subtract it off of the area of the square. Exactly. So here's what you're going to do. Just drawing what's going to happen. You're going to find the area of this whole square. Then you're going to subtract off the area of one circle, subtract off the area of another, subtract off the area of another, subtract off the area of the fourth one. Okay? And that's how you're going to find the area of the shaded. So we're going to find the area of the whole thing, and then find the area of all these circles and subtract it off of there. So let's start off with the area of this square. How are you going to find the area of this square?
10 times.
Yeah, just length times width. So 10 times 10 is what? Okay, so that gives you 100. Now, let's find the area of each one of those circles. So how do we find the area of a circle? Is pi r squared. So on this one, it's going to be pi times 2 squared. So what is pi times 2 squared? Oh yeah, it's going to round to 7. Yeah. Okay. Now, is there just one of those circles? No, there's 4 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 100 that I started off with, and I'm going to subtract off 4 of those circles. So basically, I'm going to do 100 minus 12.57 minus 12.57 minus 12.57 minus 12.57. And what does that give you? .72. So our answer here is going to be 49.72 square inches. That's going to be the area of the shaded part. Okay, so on number 8 here, looking for the area of the shaded part. So what am I going to do on this one? Length times width on both of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the area of the bigger one, and I'm going to subtract off the area of the smaller one. So how am I going to find the area of the bigger rectangle? 19 times 7, which is 133. And then how am I going to find the area of the smaller rectangle? 15 times 4, which is 60. And so I'm subtracting the area of that smaller one off of the bigger one. So 133 minus 60. And it's going to leave what? 73. Okay, on this last one, I want the area of the shaded. So what am I going to do first here? What's the overall the big shape here? Yeah, it's a rectangle, right? So I'm going to take this rectangle, find its area. How am I going to find the area of that rectangle? Length times width, 18 times 8, which is 144. Okay? But the area of the shaded is not that whole rectangle, because it needs to break off those, triangular pieces or whatever. That needs to come off of there. So how am I going to find the area of each one of these triangles? Okay, divided by 2. So here, this is 4 and this is 4, so I'm going to go 4 times 4 divided by 2. Base times height divided by 2. And so what's that? That's 8. But how many of those are there?
4.
There's 4 of them. So I'm going to take the 144 that I started off with, and I'm going to take 4 of those 8s off of there. So the 144 minus each triangle, which is 8. So 144 minus 8 minus 8 minus 8 minus 8. What does that give you? And yep. So on these type of problems and on your assignment, really, all of your assignment is like these last 3 that we're doing right here. You just have to think about the overall shape, find the area of the biggest shape, and then find the area of the pieces that are cut out and subtract that off. Okay?